us now?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Does it not stay on?
Was it really on mute the whole time?
Yes.
You're not kidding.
I'm not kidding.
It was off the whole time.
Yeah, fuck.
Well, we'll have to re-record the audio for that first part. Well, you know what? Hey, welcome to the Double D podcast. We just started recording. And we're drinking this delicious beer that we poured before we started recording. Because we don't have technical issues.
Newark Lager. It's from
Sweet.
Beansville, Ontario. It's a German-style beer. Cheers.
You think we can fix it in post?
Cheers. I've got coffee. Coffee in my cat mug.
Delicious.
Well, Chris, thanks for
That's
joining us on the
fantastic.
Double D podcast show. It's a double D's with a C.
DDC. Or the C-
DDC. It kind of makes me wish that
You're
you guys
just a
had.
little bit smaller. It's okay.
It sucks that you guys
If we got
didn't have
three guys
like.
in a room. One of them's got to be the smaller guy.
Well, I mean, if you guys had a B for an A, we would be the BBC. So.
The BBC, I think that's taken.
The DDC.
Wow.
Hey, you know what? Double D's
Big
are
black
nice.
cocks,
No
man.
guys turning C's down.
All right, so what are you guys talking about?
What were we talking about? Well, we were
Should've turned
talking
that
about
off.
anything because the podcast just started. We didn't record 6 minutes without audio. That would be stupid. What were
Yeah, I
Can
was
you
like,
get the audio off
when
of
I
that?
went to click in to join,
you
it
know
said
what?
they're already recording, and I was like, wait, they're already recording?
Well, we were waiting for you, you tardy bastard. And then we were like, should we just start
Well,
recording?
I thought you guys were gonna. I thought you guys were gonna message me when you're ready to get on. So I was just downstairs clipping the cat's toenails.
We did.
You're
message you.
clipping your cat's toenails.
Toenails, yeah.
Nice.
Well, I'm glad you
It's-
ignored us for something.
Well, yeah, because they're ripping up that brand new couch that we just bought. They're ripping the shit out of it. So
You don't have like a little scratching post or whatever?
we have like 7 or 8 of them, and they just decide the
don't
couch
like
is better.
So,
That's cats.
yeah. That's why I'm a dog guy.
Yeah. I'm a bird guy.
Daniel likes fish.
Fucking
apparently.
cats.
I like the taste of fish, that's for sure. So, gentlemen, here we are. What shall we discuss to kick this beautiful meeting of friends and over technology off?
Well, let's talk about who Chris is.
Oh, yeah. You know, we've yapped our flaps about us, and we've done some mild introductions of you, mostly shit-talking. Why don't you introduce yourself there? Chris.
What is there to introduce?
I don't know.
I'm Chris. I'm a famous filmmaker. Famous filmmaker, famous writer, beloved author of very graphic, erotic novels.
You've written erotic novels?
No, you haven't read The Cat Whisperer? And the Clipper?
The, the cat clipper.
And the hair on my cat mug didn't come from the cat?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That was my favorite.
So we've talked about Those Who Remain on the show. And this is the guy here who, it's his brainchild and his story.
Yes.
And his backing and his money and his filming and his editing and his sweat and his stress and his everything right there.
Yes.
Put the-
Lots of stress.
And put together, in my opinion, 2 really, really good episodes.
Yeah,
Just my humble opinion.
and like all the leftover footage that we had that I threw together, it was a lot of it was already edited. It was missing parts, but I think that it actually seeing the missing or the remaining edited footage thrown together, it looked a lot better, and I was like really proud of it because you could see how far we had come. But going back, it's like sometimes I wish that I could have reshot a lot of stuff because we
Right.
grew so much as a team that if we would have redone it all, it would have been so much better. But I think one of the issues is we took on too much at once. We had way too many story arcs going on. We had way too many people on set, and I think it just got so cumbersome that we were going into a brick wall and we couldn't back out of it.
Right. You had one writer that would just go on and bring all these new characters up. And
Yeah, that guy was a pain in the ass.
fuck that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
It's like,
That's when we started putting BBs in the gun, started shooting them in the ass.
Is that what that was? I thought it was the damn hemorrhoids acting up again.
So you did Those Who Remain, which is on your YouTube channel, right? Fruitbox Films.
Yep.
What else do you have on that?
I've done a lot of animated short films and full-length films. I did 3 animated films, and I did another live-action film that was called Resident Evil Eugenics Archives. That was a 9-episode mini-series. It was supposed to be a film, but we ended up making it into like parts. So it depends on who you ask. If you ask me, it's a movie because it's about an hour and 30 minutes long if you put all the pieces together. Now, if you ask my counterpart, Nicole, she would be like, no, it's a mini-series. So, but it just depends on who you ask.
Agree to disagree.
What do you disagree with?
Well, he says it's a movie. She says it's a miniseries. Agree to
They
disagree.
agree to disagree.
That weird ass. I talked to both of you guys about this. I talked to Chris about it, and then I talked to you about it on the podcast. It's called something the Chimera, and it's this. It was originally a show, and it's all shot in green screen, and it takes place on this spaceship. And they were trying to release it as a show, and they ran out of money, so they just shoved it all together as a movie and threw it on Prime as a feature-length thing. But it was a show that just lost its money, and I don't think they ever picked it up again. So, I mean, one of the things we discussed with Those That Remain is try to take the footage and throw it together into like a one lump sum thing, but it wouldn't flesh out into a full movie type story because you don't quite have a middle or an ending for most of those stories. It was all right at the beginning. And I'm pretty sure, didn't you say you had like 76 episodes planned?
For Those to Remain,
Yeah.
it was
4 seasons.
it was 42 episodes. 42 episodes.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, the Resident Evil series, it kind of ended up like that with the funding that you just mentioned about that Chimera. It wasn't really funding for us. It was that I had moved out of Canada for a few years. So where I left off the production for my team to continue, is where they just dropped the ball. They just completely fluffed it. So that was the whole issue. Because if I would have stayed, I think we could have finished it because we had an incredible crew and really great funding and everything. But yeah, because I had to leave to go to the U.S. for family issues, it just fell apart. And that's when it was turned into a mini series because the people that were left over to take over the project turned it into a mini series, even though it was written as a movie. And they did a bunch of rewrites and everything, and just completely destroyed the script, and it just went off the wall into this like weird, like fanfic about these two characters from the video games that were just friends in the video game, but now they're all of a sudden lovers. It threw off the whole story, and actual fans of the Resident Evil series, when it got to that point of the story, they're like, "What the hell is this?" And then that's when it just dropped. Nobody wanted to watch it. Nobody cared about it, and it just blew up in our faces.
Out of curiosity, which two characters was it? Was it Chris and Rebecca?
It was Chris and Jill.
Oh, that would be hot, but no, I can't do that. Chris and Claire.
The main reason that
Jill.
the main reason that was written into the story though is because the girl that took over the series or the project, I should rather, she wanted to be intimate with another actor, so she rewrote the script so that way her characters were together and stuff because of this whole fanfic thing that she wrote, right? So it was like, oh god, what the hell? Like it was stupid.
I hate it when people
Like they did behind the scenes footage. they did behind the scenes pictures for the project where her and the other actor were like really intimate and stuff, like doing some crazy stuff. And I was like, I'm not putting this on the website. This is way too much. And I was like, how is your husband okay with this? She's like, oh, he knows I'm an actor. He knows I'm an actor. It's okay. And I'm like, okay, whatever you say.
Customer support.
So you time for
Oh, this is the fish bowl. Chris, meet the fish bowl.
The fish bowl?
We don't actually have a fish bowl yet, so we just use a Folgers coffee can.
This is the like kind of this or that questions. The what do you like better, this or that type of question. So,
Ooh, fun.
Okay.
Would you rather have a time machine or a magic wand?
Ooh.
I would say magic wand because I feel like time machine always fucks everything up. But yes, well, a magic wand could probably fuck a lot of things up too. But yeah, I would go with magic wand. Time machine. I just feel like you're gonna create a paradox and not be able to get back to a time where, yeah, I think you'd just fuck everything up. So I'm saying magic wand.
Yeah, I wanted to say time machine, but like you said, it screws everything up because like if you're like, okay, these are the lottery numbers that are winning lottery numbers, but if you go back in time and change something, then those lottery numbers might not be winning numbers anymore because you changed it, so everything else changes too, not just one thing. So you screwed up time, so now everything is not gonna be exactly the same. So I would say magic wand probably because if you didn't have to worry about time being screwed up, then time machine would be perfect because if you could go back with your current knowledge and go back to your teen years and invest in all these other things and be well off in the future, that'd be cool, but that doesn't work that way. So it's like a magic wand. It's like, okay, I already have all the knowledge of my fuck ups in life, but now going forward, I'm just gonna use my little magic wand to make things right and just move on and just continue my life.
Doug?
Yeah, how can you argue with that? I mean, time machine. You're either going to go into the future and it's going to be a shitty and war and warlocks and all sorts of shit, or you're going to go into the past and it's going to be all fucking witches and bitches and warlocks. So fuck it.
So what you're saying is you don't want to go into the future or the past because it's all witches and warlocks. So you're like, I'd stay in the present with my magic wand.
That's right. I'd be one of myself.
Classics. Shit, now I want to watch Harry Potter.
Ah, shit.
Hey, they've got the new Harry Potter series coming out on HBO.
Oh.
They're gonna cast. It's gonna be an all black cast.
Yeah, all black women.
It'll be Harry Potter will be black, and then like Ron Weasley will be some Asian kid.
Well, is it taking like what's the timeline? Does it take place before the events of Harry Potter? Like, is it?
They haven't said anything from my knowledge. I don't know if it's going to be Harry Potter and all those characters again, or if they're going to do like a prequel to the show or to the movies, or maybe something that takes place afterwards. There hasn't been a lot of talk about it currently about what's going on. They've been really hush hush about it. So there's not really a lot of knowledge about it right now. It's just all speculation.
Well, I guess we wait with bated breath and see what good old HBO comes out with for us.
Yeah, I mean, from experience though, HBO puts out some good stuff. So I feel like whatever they do, it's gonna be great. But yeah, I don't even think they have a timeline yet of when it's supposed to be coming out.
Oh, I guess we wait and we see.
I was never a big Harry Potter dude, so I've seen some of it, but not. Yeah, it's like whatever.
You don't watch any superhero stuff either.
Like what?
You
Marvel DC shit?
Yeah, the Marvel. What was you saying before? Marvel DC.
Sorry, Chris. I
United.
see the Batman back there and shit.
Oh, we had this whole
You
discussion,
motherfucker.
and I'm trying to explain the basics to him, and I was like, okay, so like you got like Spider-Man and Iron Man. That's Marvel. He's like, I don't care. I was like, hey, you got Superman and Batman. That's DC. He's like, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
That's fair though, because like I'm not a Harry Potter fan either. Like I watch them and I like them, but I'm not. I would never call myself a Potter fan. Like I've been to Harry Potter World and all that stuff, but I would never go spend $300.
I'm calling.
I would never
you
spend
went to
$300 on a
Potter
Harry
World?
Potter cloak. Yeah,
Where's Harry Potter World?
it's in Florida. Yeah.
So you went there and you watched all the movies. You're a fucking fan. You just start wearing the glasses.
No, I would never spend $300 on like a Harry Potter cloak or anything like that, and wands and all this other shit. I would never do that. I enjoy the movies, but I'm not like the super fan. Just like I enjoy Star Wars and Star Trek.
Okay,
but I'm not like a super fan. Like I don't walk around go like this or whatever, like they do in Star Trek or whatever. I don't do all that shit.
You did that pretty well, though.
Yeah,
But what I was saying is because it makes sense though that Doug isn't into the superhero stuff because Doug's generation would be into like the more Frankenstein dark world stuff.
What does he mean by that?
I don't know. Frank, like black and white movies? Is that what you're fucking saying?
The what is it called? What's it called? The dark world or something?
Dark Ages.
Buster Keaton? What are you trying to say?
No. No, like what do they call you know how there's different worlds? Like you have the DC universe, you have the Marvel universe, and you have the dark universe, which is the Mummy, Frankenstein, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think
That's
it was
before me.
I think it was called the Dark Universe, right? Or
They
maybe
were
I'm wrong.
trying to make the Dark Universe. They made the Mummy movie with Tom Cruise.
With Tom
That was
Cruise, and he
supposed to-
blew it all to
Not-
shit.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. It was supposed to set up the Dark Monster universe, and they were going to do Frankenstein. And
Brendan Fraser
Yes,
was...
Dark Monster Universe, yeah.
He was in the first three.
Yeah.
And then they remade the
remade it
Mummy
with Tom
Cruise, and it was supposed to set up a universe,
Like a large thing.
Oh, yeah.
Bring
And they
Van
brought in a
Helsing and all them
character.
together.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
Frankenstein,
but they
Van Helsing, the Mummy, all of them were supposed to be together in a big movie in the future, kind of like what they're doing with Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
But that's because like the way movies work is every like 20 years they do another generational, that you grow up like, I grew up watching Power Rangers and stuff like that, and now it's superheroes. And well, actually no, like technically my generation was more vampires and that kind of movies. Like you don't see a lot of vampire movies like Underworld and stuff like that anymore. Now it's all superhero movies.
Zombies was after
then it reboots
Vampires
again
and
and goes
zombies
into
now.
zombies. Yeah, but it always reboots and goes back to the old way. Like it's good. Like I feel like the next trend of movies after superheroes is done, we're gonna go back to westerns. I hope at least.
Maybe.
And then we'll go to then we'll go back to zombies, and then we'll go back to superheroes and so forth.
Well, if Yellowstone can't do it, I don't know what else can, because it's got 2 spin-offs.
Yeah, and they're both good too.
I don't know.
3 spinoffs.
Are there 3?
Yeah, the 4 Sixes Ranch.
Oh.
It started.
Oh yeah, that
Jimmy went
hasn't
to
come out
that
yet though,
ranch
right?
before they're doing that one.
Fucking Jimmy.
The most uncowboy there.
Oh, God. Like, all of his
I-
arcs, I was just like, why is Jimmy still in the show? Like,
I grew to like him at the end. Like near the end, I actually started rooting for him at the end. At first, I was like, "Oh, what the hell? This guy's stupid." But I grew to like him.
Did. He just became some big fucking. But Kevin Costner's breaking off and doing a Western thing too. His own.
As the character?
No,
Okay, because that
out
character's
of the show.
supposed to have been dead like 7 seasons ago. It's like they're building him up to be the Ned Stark of that show, and then it's like, no, I'm not dead. I'm still here.
So the very first episode, when the very first time I watched it, he had cancer or whatever, and I thought, oh, it's just a cameo, right?
Yeah, he's just there to set it up.
Right. But and then they found out it was, I don't know, a tapeworm or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he gets shot like with a assault rifle in the gut 30 times, and somehow survives that too.
That's the thing. Nat and I were watching that, and it's like him and his son at the same time. The whole family gets attacked, right?
Yeah.
And he ends up getting assault rifled and laying on the ground and bleeding and writing a message in his blood. And there's just a bird sitting there, and I'm like talking to Nat. I'm like, how does he know how to speak bird? And why is he writing the bird a message in blood? And it's like, and then he's fine, and there's no one there. And then the cop's son gets shot once, and it's like slow motion. He's falling to the ground. Everyone's running. I'm like, how come he gets this big dramatic scene, and Kevin Costner's over here writing in blood to a fucking bird? Like, that's just how it looked. And he's still alive. Even after that, what was it, like he had surgery done in a back of a fucking horse trailer at one point?
Yeah, that's the first episode or whatever, and she cauterized it. It wasn't cancer, it was an ulcer, bleeding ulcer.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not shitting on it. I think it's a good show. It's a little ridiculous.
I haven't enjoyed westerns in a long time. Like the last western that I really, really enjoyed was 3:10 to Yuma. And what was that one that? Oh God, what's his name?
Tarantino?
No.
True Grit.
True Grit. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that actor's name?
The actor? Well, the original one was John Wayne. Oh, we lost him.
No. I'm talking about talking about the reboot.
The remake was Jeff Bridges, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Jeff Bridges played. What's his name?
I love that movie. That movie's so good. Like 3:10 to Yuma and True Grit are like the best westerns I've seen in a very long time. And I grew up watching Ponderosa and stuff like that. You know, so hardcore fan.
Did you ever watch Deadwood?
No, I never watched Deadwood.
If you like westerns, Deadwood is like a fucking awesome show.
I tried Deadwood. I tried to watch it. I watched a couple episodes, and but that's where Raylan Givens from Justified.
Yep.
When you jumped all down my throat when I said Raylan Givens, you're like, "What the fuck you saying?"
Okay.
And you said Justified.
First of all,
and then I
listened back. You never mentioned Justified. You said, "Oh, that's the guy who played Raylan Givens," and then you're talking, and I'm like,
"Get there yet?"
And I was like, "What are you talking about?" You're like, "Justified." I'm like, "Oh, well, you didn't say Justified." And you're like, "Yeah, I did." And I was like, "Did you say it in English? Because I didn't hear you fucking say Justified." You're like, "Play it back," and I did play it back when you uploaded it. You never said Justified the first time
because you didn't let me get there.
I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
Well, I was going to tell you. Raylan Givens from Justified. And you're like, you're fucking not speaking English.
No. Okay, you know what? I can't play it back right now. But
is that the one? Is that the one where the very first episode is them being chased while on a horse and carriage?
Which one? Justified or Deadwood?
Deadwood.
I'm not sure how the first episode of Deadwood goes, but I know it's everybody coming to the town. And what's his face? Timothy Oliphant plays this guy. Him and his partner want to go and set up a hardware shop. And there's just all these other characters. And it's a town without government law. Like, it governs itself. It's a place where, like, outlaws like to go. But they still have to create, like, a society and live in it. And lots of people are going there because the government's fucked. So,
because
it is a Western. It takes a little while to get going, but... Once it got going, it was a really good show.
Yeah, because the one that I watched, there was one Western that I tried to watch a few years ago, and the very first episode was a woman, like a young woman in a horse-drawn carriage, and her husband was with her, and they were heading somewhere, and they got jumped.
You're thinking of Hell on Wheels.
That must be what it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Hell's on Wheels. Hell on Wheels.
Right around the time The Walking Dead.
And I watched like 2 episodes of it. Yes, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I watched maybe 2 episodes of it, and I was like, "This sucks," and I didn't watch the rest of it.
I watched, I think, the first 2 seasons. It was decent, but I was like, "It's gonna get better, right?" And I felt like it wasn't getting better.
That's how I felt. I was like, "Nah."
Yeah, Common was in it.
No.
Common was one of the guys building the railroad. Dark beer, sponsored by Dark Beer.
No, it wasn't.
I'm sorry, Doug.
We're going in.
There's a video clip for you.
Going in for another one.
All right, let's see.
Okay, what's it say here? We got 2 here. Would you rather fight 1 gorilla or 7 wolves?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, 7 wolves at once? or like a pack of 7 wolves is going to come after me. Because wolves usually
You gotta fight 7 wolves.
They send in the Omega first, or no, they send in the no, yeah, they send in the Omega first. They send the weakest usually if they're trying to
Isn't
fight.
the alpha?
No, the Alpha is like the leader.
Yeah.
The Omega is like the shit heel of a pack. And if there's like an enemy or something,
Okay.
and they don't want to risk the pack, then they send in the weakest to get slaughtered. Fuck. Oh, the gorilla would fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but at least the gorilla would beat the shit out of you and kill you quickly.
Yeah,
The
but it might
wolves
do
would
other
be
things
eating you
too.
from the asshole out, you know?
It might keep you alive for a little while. For a little bit of, I've watched. I grew up watching Trading Places. I know exactly what fucking gorillas do. So, and then also, The Grey is one of my favorite movies. So I think about the fucking pack of wolves.
Leslie
and it's just,
Nielsen? No, not Leslie Nielsen.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
That's probably one of his best movies. It was before he got Liamed out.
Leslie Nielsen, that's funny.
I love Leslie Nielsen.
That would have
too.
been a good comedy one.
It would have been him getting chased by wolves the whole time, just running, hitting his little fart machine the whole time.
What was those movies? Naked Gun or so whatever those movies you did?
The Naked Wolf.
Oh man, Naked Gun was so funny.
Nice beaver. Thank you.
I-
Just brings down a stuffed beaver.
And those are the jokes that went over my head as a kid. Where I realized I'm like, that wasn't funny.
Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing. When I watched him as a kid, I was like, this is not funny. Like, why would anybody laugh at this guy? I hated it. Then as I got older, I rewatched him. I was like, this shit's funny as hell.
Oh, dude, watch Airplane. You'll piss your pants.
It's like, who's that guy that was in Trains, Planes, and Automobiles?
John
Not John Candy, but the other guy.
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Steve Martin, yeah. Like, I've never liked Steve Martin. I've always hated his movies. But then when I go back and watch them, I'm like, okay, maybe it was pretty funny at the time. Like, my sense of humor has changed over the years. But now that I get the jokes, I'm like, okay, 15, 20 years ago, I probably would have laughed at that if I actually understood the joke.
So, would you rather fight a gorilla or 7 wolves?
I feel like I would rather fight a gorilla. Because, I mean, the wolves are going to rip my legs off and eat my asshole. And, like, it's a slow, painful death. Like, I've watched a lot of videos of, like, hyenas and shit, like, ripping deer apart while they're still alive and stuff. And I feel that would be the worst death ever. Like, I would rather just get beaten to death and my back snapped by a gorilla and just be done and over with, and that's it. Because I saw the movie Frozen, the horror film, and how the ending happens when the dude, like, he finally can't take it anymore and jumps off the ski lift, and then the fucking wolves eat him and rip him apart and shit. I was like, fuck that.
Ugh.
That movie's fucked.
I've never seen it, but I know the gist of it.
It's a good fucking movie. It's very good, but it's fucked.
Ugh. Okay, I'm going to say the wolves, but only for this reason. If I kill the alpha, the others might back off. So while the 6 other wolves are eating my ass, I'll be killing the alpha, trying to bite out its throat. And then I will live the rest of my life with my ass eaten out by a pack of wolves.
Dude, I got mauled by a dog once, and when I was younger, and that shit, I don't think I would be able to get my hands around the fucking wolf to kill the alpha. I'd be fucking, you wouldn't think in that kind of situation. You'd be like, you'd be fucked.
But let's get creative.
Yeah, you're fucked either way, but yeah.
It's like, would you rather have your head shot off with a 357 or with a 44? Oh fuck.
So what would you do, Doug? Wolves or gorilla?
Well, there's a few things that have come to my mind listening to you two guys fucking rattle shit about this. So first of all, on Pornhub there's a whole section of ass eating, and they seem to like it. So I'm not sure what's wrong with that. Okay, first of all,
I love that your explanation comes from a porn site.
well,
I thought you were going somewhere different with I've seen some of those gorilla videos and they seem
I don't-
to be tender lovers.
I don't think the
you
wolves
guys
would
made
be
such a big
essential
deal
about it,
your
though.
ass is eaten out. Oh,
Well,
seems to be popular.
that's a different question. Would you rather
I
have
don't-
your
I
ass
don't
eaten
think-
by
I
a
don't-
gorilla or by a wolf?
don't think they'd be essential about it. And plus, there's not any peanut butter involved. So
It doesn't really specify that on this piece of paper here.
So, oh God.
What?
Your girlfriend's watching the TikTok live right now. I just noticed.
There's what?
Your girlfriend is watching us on. I'm going live on TikTok right now, and she's watching. She just commented, "Oh Lord."
Oh, okay. You guys are cutting in and out, so I couldn't hear what you said.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay, let me finish the question. Okay. Finish the question.
Yeah, finish it up.
So yeah, I mean, you're watching videos of deer that they eat the deers and the animals from the asshole out and everything to get all the intestines and eat the things.
Delicious.
That's because those things can't fight back. That's why they're eating them from the ass out first, right?
Mm-hmm.
A gorilla would just fucking walk up and fucking just rip your arms off. He'd be lying there, blood squirting out and everything. I'd rather fight fucking wolves.
I feel like you'd have a chance, not a great chance, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather much fight wolves.
I don't know. I just feel like a one and done would be so much better than to be laying there bleeding out, just getting bit over and over and over again.
I don't know.
Well, you're
Fuck
France
yeah.
from now on.
If I'm fucked either way, I might as well die quick.
Gorilla might just fucking want to fuck you, and that's it. And then you'd be while you're still alive the whole time. Play with you forever.
Here's an opportunity to add in a clip from Trading Places of beaks in the fucking gorilla cage at the end of the movie. What was the other topic you pulled out?
I threw it back in. Since we're
Well,
on
why
it.
would you pull it out just to throw it back in?
Well,
Damn it, Doug.
because and this is the one.
He's a fisherman.
This is the one?
Are you a night or a morning person?
Ooh.
A night with a K.
Shit. I don't even know anymore.
No,
Night
not
or
a
morning
shining
person?
night.
I know when I was younger, I was a night person. I loved doing stuff at night. And I hated waking up in the morning. But now, I have to be a morning person because I have to wake up so fucking early. And I'm so tired in the evening. I was playing a game, and Max was watching me. He wanted me to play this Plants vs. Zombies game. And I'm sitting there playing it, and I fell asleep. And he's just looking at the screen. He watched the screen for, like, probably a minute before he turned around and looked at me like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like... just like asleep on the couch at 6:30. So yeah, I'm gonna say I'm a morning person now.
I would say I'm still a night person, even though I don't stay up as late anymore. Like I'm usually down for the count by like 2 a.m. But I prefer if I could get up in the morning, I would prefer it because I feel like when I wake up in the morning early and I'm refreshed and everything, I'm ready to go. I feel like my day is like twice as long. But other than that, I still don't want to get up in the morning unless I have to. But because of my job, I have to get up because I have to get up for work at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm kind of forced to get up early. But I mean, on days that I get enough rest, I prefer being up in the morning because then I can my day just feels like it's lasting forever. Because when it's nighttime, it's like, okay, oh, it's nighttime already. Oh, it's already gonna be tomorrow. And it's like a mind thing for me. Even though usually on the weekends I will stay up all damn night playing video games if I have time for it. So mostly because all my friends are always up late because none of them have jobs and they just play video games all the time. They're like, oh yeah, let's play some video games tonight around 7:30. We'll play till 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, I work for a living. What the hell are you guys doing? So I blame that on me not having a very big social circle.
You hang around too many gamers.
Yeah.
Morning.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got the yoga routine. Oh, not the yoga.
The yogurt.
The yogurt routine. The stretching routine.
The yogurt be with you.
Okay, but when...
He wakes up in the morning, pours a shot of gin, does some yoga, and starts his day.
True.
Coffee and Bailey's.
Coffee and Bailey's.
Yeah, morning for sure.
Were you always a morning person?
Or
Yeah,
for a long time.
Yeah?
Yep. Once the eyes open up, that's it. I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't go back to bed. I can't lie in bed and go back to sleep. I'm up and done. Gone.
Yeah.
God, I wish I could do that.
Are
It's,
you one of those
it's
snooze
so
button
easy for
guys?
me to fall back asleep.
Well, but the thing is, like, if I'm trying to watch a show at night, by 9 o'clock, I'm doing the old fucking head bob and,
Yeah.
or, falling asleep, not watching, I'm like, fucking miss most of the episode. And they're like, that was a good episode. We're going to keep watching this. I'm going to have to fucking rewatch it sometime in the day to know what's going on. Then I
Yeah.
haul my ass off the bed, and I get into bed, and I fucking lie there, and I can't fucking fall asleep.
That's the worst fucking part. That frustrates me so much. I don't know what's wrong with my brain, or if that's the curse of being alive. It's like I'm sitting there, I can't enjoy the fucking thing I want to enjoy. I'm trying to play a game, and I keep fucking falling asleep. And then I go to bed, and I lay awake like, fuck!
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm so tired. I could just fall asleep right now. I'm like dozing off. I'm like, if you put a pillow beside me as I'm sitting on the couch, I'd be out like a light. But if I get up and walk to bed, I'll be laying there for like 3 hours, not being able to fall asleep.
Bullshit.
Which makes me think that couches and TVs should really be in the bedroom.
Or
Yeah.
just watch TV in bed. My wife falls asleep every night watching a fucking show, and I come in at like 11:30 or whenever, and she's been asleep, and there's probably like 2 episodes have played, and then I'll turn it off. She'll wake up in the morning and can just continue watching the show. Missed like 2 episodes, but it's like one of those fucking shows doesn't even matter. She's like, oh, I don't remember that happening, but maybe it's we're just supposed to assume. But no, it's because you slept through 2 fucking episodes. Fuck. What are you gonna do?
Well,
She's
from
definitely not a morning person.
from my bachelor days, and I had a really really amazing lazy boy chair, and that was where I slept every night. Like I got off work, I'd sit in my lazy boy chair and watch TV, and I'd be out like a light. Then I'd wake up and go to work the next morning. Like my bed never got used. Like that's all that was like the perfect spot, you know. Yeah, fuck you.
All Chris does is sleep.
Yep.
That's your girlfriend commenting on that.
Shit, here lately I have been. Jeez, I've been sleeping like 14, 15 hours a day here lately ever since I got out of the hospital.
Well, you're catching up. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, I actually asked my PT person.
We'll have a new guest on our podcast soon.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she has all kinds of great inside information. We're talking to you, number 1 fan. Nobody's watching.
The only fan.
She's our only fan. This is it.
Dude,
Well, Dougie, you got another one for us?
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
oh, you can actually chat in this. You have a chat thing.
Yes.
So
You
if you
can
share
chat,
the
you can have,
broadcast, people can actually
I
chat
haven't
in
quite
it.
figured out everything yet, but you can get like people that phone in and stuff like that too.
Oh wow. It's
Yeah,
a little laggy on my end from the video from you guys, but other than that, it seems really cool
yeah,
how
you're
this
laggy,
works.
Yep.
Your video's a little laggy, but your audio's been pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, your audio is great, but the video is kind of janky.
That's just what we look like, dude.
Are you guys recording this as well, or are you just live streaming it?
No, it's being recorded.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We don't live stream because every now and then Doug goes on these rants, like just fucking off the wall,
I
3
definitely.
different topics, just fucking crazy.
Wait a second.
Oh,
Okay. Next. Okay, so are you Game of Thrones type of guy or Breaking Bad?
Oh, both. Absolutely both.
One or the other. No fucking boths. Fucking fence.
okay. Well, here's the only thing: the journey of Game of Thrones is, I feel, better, and the ending is shit. Whereas the journey of Breaking Bad had a bit of a muddled middle, but a solid ending. Except for El Camino, I think was unnecessary. So I guess it all depends on what do you prefer, the journey or the, do you prefer the pump or the express?
Yeah, I agree.
What would you rewatch first if you had a chance? If you were sitting at a cabin, and your choices were either sit there and watch Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad, or go outside and get your ass eaten by a gorilla, which show are you going to watch?
Well, to be fair, I've already rewatched Game of Thrones 4 times.
Oh,
Because every time a new season came out, I rewatched all the ones before it and then continued on.
yeah,
And I did that with Walking Dead as well, all the way up to like season 8. And then I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. I can't watch all these seasons back to back, because they always have these marathons and stuff like that. So I feel like Game of Thrones I would probably watch again, because I really enjoyed Game of Thrones. I hated the ending. The ending was shit, but I still enjoyed the show a lot. So I feel like I would do that again. But yeah, I think I would.
You'd watch Game of Thrones for a 7th time?
Yeah, I think I would do it again. Yeah, definitely. But the thing is, it's like I really wish that, you know, George R. R. Martin would actually finish the damn script, the damn books. You know, like someone did an AI. Someone used an AI to write the rest of the books for him, and he's suing them. I'm like, dude, you won't write the fucking books, and your fans want an ending, so we wrote our own ending. So fuck you, you know, like it's so stupid.
He's waiting.
Like, he does everything to fight. He does so much to fight people making the books themselves, when he could just finish them, but he doesn't want to. He's just doing everything. He's doing everything opposite. He'd rather fight his fans and spend millions of dollars fighting his fans and suing people and all this other shit than just giving the people what they want. It's like the shit it's like the Dark Tower series with Stephen King. It fucking took that motherfucker like 13 years to finish that fucking series. I mean, it's one of my favorite series I've ever read, but it took fucking forever.
Well, he eventually finished it, and I mean, what was the biggest gap between one of those books?
3 years, I think.
Okay, well, I've been waiting for the
But
Winds of Winter
each
for like
book
5
had
years.
like a 3 year gap between them, though. Is what it was. It's like,
Well, yeah, I mean that's
constant
standard.
3
You
years
don't want to
between
rush
each book.
that shit. And he was also writing like 300.
yeah, but I mean, you don't want to spend 20 years of your life reading the same series. You want to know what happens next. You don't want to wait 20 years to find out what happens next.
No one wants to wait, but they have to wait. We need to be patient.
Yeah.
We learn this shit in kindergarten. Be patient. You'll get your fucking turn. That being said, I haven't read the Dark Tower series, but I am.
I haven't. I wanted to watch the show with Idris Elba, but I didn't watch it because I heard it sucked,
was
and I didn't want
not
to disappoint
good.
myself.
It wasn't good. I watched it as a curiosity because I love all things Stephen King, but I'd heard so many bad reviews, and then I watched it, and I'm like, I don't know what they were trying to do, but it just didn't feel like any of the stuff I'd read.
Well, the books are very crazy. Like, it's very, like, off the wall shit that you like. I had to read the first 3 books multiple times just to figure out what the fuck it was about, because I was like, my imagination couldn't imagine the story, because it was just like, okay, what the fuck? He's reaching through a door and looking through another person's POV and using their hands to grab stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? How do you even imagine that? Because the way he wrote it, and it took me a couple times to read it, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I kind of understood what he was meaning. So then it was easier to follow and you know and read the books without being confused. But there were some parts I was like, wait, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. So I feel like putting that into a film or a series would be really hard to visualize and stuff in a film. So that's why I feel like Dark Tower series isn't something that should be put on film. It shouldn't be, because it doesn't do it justice, because I don't think it's possible to do it justice.
They could have done better than what they did.
But anyway,
It was like the production companies
I went
got a
off
hold of
the rails there. So yeah,
That's what we do.
Game
We
of
live off
Thrones
the
or
rails.
Breaking Bad.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. The Last of Us. Part
The
two.
Last of Us. Last of Us was actually pretty damn good.
3
I was
men
actually
and a
pretty
Randy
thrilled
baby.
about that.
The show, yeah, it turned out well. Our whole
What
last
sucks is I
podcast
never
was all
played the
about it.
second one. I never played Last of Us 2, and I'm really disappointed about that because I really loved the first one.
You should
but I
play
haven't
it.
played the second one.
It's a gut punch.
I can't
but it's
play it.
fucking Great. Why not?
Because I don't have a PlayStation 5.
You don't need a PlayStation 5. It came out on PS4.
Did it?
Yeah, I have it on PS4. Fuck, dude, I'll lend it to you.
I don't even have a PS4.
What the fuck?
I sold all my consoles. I had Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, 4, whatever. I sold all my consoles. I'm not a console gamer anymore. I'm strictly PC now. I'm not going to go out there and spend $80 on a fucking video game when I could just bootleg it off the internet for my PC, absolutely free.
No, bootleg it on the PC then.
They did remake the game on PC, but they had some other production place do the game for the port, and they did such a horrible job that the game is all videos. It's yeah. So it's like okay. Graphic. Yeah, you can play it on PC, but it's gonna look like shit. It's gonna run shit. So don't. Yeah. So it's like it's a waste of time.
Well, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's worth playing. It's got some pretty odd. The storyline's kind of fucked, but it's a well put together game, and the action in it is awesome.
Yeah.
So you're definitely a Game of Thrones guy.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
You?
I think I'd rather rewatch Breaking Bad. But I fucking love Game of Thrones. Fuck.
I know. Did you ever watch Better Call Saul?
Yes, and Better Call Saul was so fucking good. It's a
I
different
never saw
pacing.
it. I kept meaning to, and I never did.
It's different. It's not like the same feel as Breaking Bad. It's the same world, but it was so good. Like Bob Odenkirk was like he got to bring so much to Saul that Breaking Bad didn't let him really do, and there's like additional characters and all this other story, and then they start bringing shit in, and
the whole backstory to him and then his life and everything.
Usually a prequel of that expanse, it's like 5 seasons. You can't create a 5-season prequel show that closely tied to the next one and succeed, but it did.
But it was more than a prequel because it went past.
It does. It eventually does.
It goes through the timeline of Breaking Bad and to the end, right? Past it.
It shows you Saul Goodman's true ending, which was done so much better than Jesse's, in my opinion. Again, I did not enjoy El Camino. I didn't think it.
I really do love the writing in Breaking Bad, though. The way the show starts off with shit that's like the ending of season 4 is like the very first episode, you know, and it bounces back and forth. I really love the way they wrote that, the way they pulled that off. That was amazing. So, but it's like, as much as I say Game of Thrones, it's like a part of me wants to watch Breaking Bad again too. It's like it's too difficult to choose.
I'm gonna say Breaking Bad, and then I'll watch clips. See, I'd want to watch chunks of Game of Thrones, but maybe not the whole thing. I'd want to rewatch all of Breaking Bad. Game of Thrones, I'd rather just like, I want to watch this scene again. I want to watch this scene again. Everything with Bronn, everything with the Hound. I don't necessarily want to watch everything again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Just rewatch Game of Thrones for the tits.
Yeah, but the tits stop at about season 2 or 3. Then there's just no more nudity.
Well, they stop from Daenerys.
No, but that's why we all.
But I think the best tits in that show is the redhead prostitute chick that what's his face falls in love with before he gets his dick cut off.
Ross.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. My favorite is Ingrid. I would fucking drag my balls through a mile of glass to be with that chick.
Which one's Ingrid?
Ingrid is the what are they called? What are the people that live up north and
Ygritte.
The one that Jon Snow falls in love with.
Ygritte,
what?
Not Ingrid.
Oh yeah, Ygritte. Yeah.
The fuck is
whatever.
Ingrid? I was like, who the fuck is Ingrid?
I couldn't remember her name.
Teacher.
I couldn't remember her name, but yeah, she was fucking. Oh my God, she was gorgeous. Jesus
there's a
Christ.
scene where Jamie and Braun go to they go to try and get Jamie's daughter back, and they're in this jail cell, and Braun's talking to this one of the daughters, and she's like, "Oh, am I the most beautiful woman you've ever seen?" And he's like, "No, I've seen lots of beautiful women," and she just pulls them out, and it was like, "Whoa." Were those crafted by the Seven? Like that, and you only see them once. And she has like a really short haircut. She didn't look super feminine, but yeah, those were crafted.
That one chick that was forced to marry the king kid. Shit. I don't know. When they poisoned him, the son that was trying to become king.
Oh, you're talking about Tyrell.
The girl.
Marjorie Tyrell.
Maybe that's who it was.
She was the one she married Joffrey, and she married Tom. She
had the really bright blue eyes and stuff. Oh my God, her tits are amazing too.
Yeah, she got blown up. So sad.
She was gorgeous.
You know, it's 8 episodes of the show, and it took us 8 episodes to talk about tits. Like actually.
Thank you guys for inviting me onto your tit cast. I appreciate it.
The tit cast. Tits are us. Episode 8. Episode 8 on the side. 2 little dots in the middle.
Oh yeah. The infinity.
Infinity, yeah.
There you
Tits
go.
forever.
The infinity.
That's some DC Marvel crap thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck that. Did we get your answer?
I don't know.
Because I feel like me and Chris.
No, we didn't.
We go on a rant.
I was picturing these
Just
these group of 7 boobs.
Oh yes. Double D's.
That's why we're the Double D podcast.
All tits
Just
aside.
can't keep your ears off or hands. Something
All
like
tits
that.
aside, though.
Oh, okay.
Are you a Game of Thrones or?
We know Doug is going to definitely say Breaking Bad though,
Why would you say that?
because I feel
Sorry,
like that's
buddy.
more.
Talk
I
about
feel like
tits
that
right now.
interests you more.
So, so I didn't watch one episode of Game of Thrones.
Hi, cheeky girl. I think you're already gone, but psst, nice to see you.
I didn't watch one episode of Game of Thrones until it was all over. And then we power watched all of them within a couple of weeks.
Okay, so
Like
you have
probably a
unique
year after.
You have a unique perspective then. You watched all of it without
Yeah.
having to wait between seasons.
Yeah,
Did it still feel rushed at the end to you?
absolutely.
Okay.
Felt like they just needed to end it, so when this came
Yeah.
up with this.
So they could go do Star Wars or whatever the hell it was they were supposed to do.
And I remember Breaking Bad. I first came across it on my little laptop. I was watching it. I'd come home from baseball on Sunday night, catching that episode. And probably Breaking Bad I'd watch. Game of Thrones was okay, but
No, but is Game of Thrones your style of stuff that you like to watch? Like, are you a Braveheart kind of guy and like Highlander and stuff like
Braveheart,
that?
like Lord of the Rings trilogy, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, for sure. I like Lord of the Rings so much. I have these things right here.
Oh yeah, I've got that one too.
I had that box set, but it got ruined in a flood.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So it's got all the
This is the extended,
ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the best things to do on a date night. Just throw on the entire trilogy and just watch them all, like the extended director's cut. just
We did that at a cottage
Just
one
become a potato on the couch for 13 hours. Like start off with The Hobbit and then work through the Lord of the Rings and just watch all the
we can skip
extended
The
director's
Hobbit.
cuts.
We can skip
Ooh.
that.
See,
I
I
enjoyed
don't
The
read very
Hobbit.
many books, but when I was young, The Hobbit was one book that I did read.
It was a great book.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be stretched into 3
And I
feature
re-
length.
It
and
was,
then
yeah.
I remember watching
It was
cartoon
thick
version of
though. It was a fucking thick book.
Yeah.
It wasn't that thick. It was what, 350 pages maybe?
God. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I think I have
Maybe it was just a bigger print because my buddy had it and because I borrowed it from him, and it was like really big, but it had like a bunch of extra stuff in it though. I think it had like a bunch of recipes and stuff like that written in the book, and I think there's like a map and all kinds of extra junk. It was like some kind of special edition. But I remember it being a big book, but it might have been also big print too to make it look like it was bigger, right? But because obviously if you don't shove a bunch of words on one page, it makes the book thicker or whatever.
Yeah, definitely Breaking Bad. That was a cool show.
Yeah. I don't know why I haven't watched it again. Like I feel like that's a show that I would watch again, but I never did.
Well, talk to the wife. I think she's.
But I usually don't rewatch shows very often.
I think she wants a date night from you, bro. So either binge Game of Thrones.
She got her damn date night. She got her damn date night of the month. What, 2 days ago?
Of the month.
Yeah.
You guys don't have kids. I'm a every week.
I'm a busy man. Okay.
Oh, what? Playing fucking liver.
Hey, you shut your mouth. You shut your goddamn mouth.
Riding my bicycle, living my
I'm just
life.
riding my bicycle, living my lifecycle.
Man, slap on Lord of the Rings, all three. You have to play them in the background while playing the game and try to still focus.
I don't mind watching The Hobbit, the three shows.
I love the first one.
I thought they were good.
The first movie I thought was fucking brilliant, and then the second one I was like, what is all this extra shit? And it just felt silly. And then the third one was like, I love the first one so much. The fucking scene where the main dwarf guy, Theorin, what's his name? When he's climbs up on the tree and everything's on fire and he's charging down the fucking White Orc, I get chills every time. I mean, he gets his ass immediately beat. But that scene of him running through the flames, I kept re-releasing that on TikTok as a video to Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue. I was like, oh, this looks so fucking sick with this song.
The thing that bothered me about it is like I really liked the Hobbit movies because it felt like it was a bunch of like Easter eggs and like references. Like when they turned those three trolls into stone, I was like, oh my god, this is that spot where the thing happened in the trilogy. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. It was little things like that. But there's other little things that really bothered me, like when they're up on the mountain, up in the tree, and they're getting attacked by the goblin or the orcs or whatever, and all of a sudden,
the Great Eagles?
Gandalf comes flying in with the eagles and picks them all up and takes them to their next destination. I'm like, okay, why the fuck did they do that a long time ago? Why are they doing everything on foot when the eagles could have carried them?
But that's what happens in the book.
Yeah, but that's always bothered me, that part of the book as well. It's just like it doesn't make any sense, The
Eagles are like the United States in the Second World War. They just kind of come in at the end and take all the credit.
Yeah. Because I even thought that in the books. I was like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. They could have done this the entire fucking time. Like,
dude, they
it's
could
just
have
one of those
used
plot
the Eagles
holes.
to take the ring to Mordor and just dropped it in from 200 feet. Just dropped it into
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. They wouldn't be wearing the ring. They just have it on one of their talons or something. They just slip it off and drop it in the.
You ever watch?
Okay, hold on. If they did that, we wouldn't be fucking. There would be like a fucking 5-minute fucking episode, and there'd be nothing to watch.
There's a TV. There's a YouTube
then they shouldn't have had the Eagles in the book to begin with. Then.
Wow.
The Eagles shouldn't have existed then if that was the case.
But the Eagles kind of stick to themselves, and they had to be convinced to come help.
By a moth. Because one of them saves Gandalf, too, from the tower of Sauron. And he whispered very lovingly to a moth, sent it off to get the eagles for him.
I think he was eating the moth fast.
Probably. He looks like a moth eater.
Anyways.
Do we need a fresh topic?
Do we?
I think we need a fresh topic.
Your turn, Chris. Oh, sweet.
All right, I'll pick him. Okay, let's see. This one feels beefy.
I just reach towards the camera and I pick one off my desk. I'm like, all right, thanks, guys. And I start reading it.
Vacation or staycation?
Vacation, absolutely.
Where?
I've done enough staycation in my life.
Where?
I want to go to. I'd like to go to Ireland. That's always been my dream, to go to Ireland or Sweden. Ireland or Sweden are the two places I'd really like to go to.
I can vouch for Ireland. It's fucking beautiful.
But next year we were in talks about like taking the train from Ontario all the way to BC. Like
That
just
would be
doing the
expensive.
train ride, and just do all those stops along the way kind of thing. Because I haven't been out that way in so many years that it's when you go somewhere every 5-10 years, things grow so rapidly that it feels like it's your first time all over again. I'm like, oh, I don't remember this before. This wasn't here before. Oh, this is new. So it's like I want to do that because it's a lot cheaper than flying overseas to Europe or whatever. But eventually, I would like to start off at like the very peak, and then just train all the way down to the ferry, take the ferry over to Europe, and take a train all the way through Germany and all that shit, and then go back home. That kind of thing. That's what I'd like to do eventually if I had the money. But that's like a wet dream. But I've done enough staycation. I've done plenty of staycations because I've worked for years, working 2 or 3 jobs, and literally spending my entire summer working all day long every day of the week, that I never really had time off to actually take a vacation. Like it's very rare that I've ever done it. It's very rare that I've ever taken a vacation. Like I go to a theme park for the weekend, 10-15 hours away, and that was my vacation. I've never actually had an actual vacation. So I think it's about damn time I have one.
You should plan a trip, even if it's just like for 5 days.
Buy a truck.
Move up
Oh
north.
no, we're not there yet.
Yeah,
It's not the end yet.
move up north. Buy a truck. Get someone pregnant. That sounds like a good staycation to me. So, question.
Get all serious there.
Sorry. Sometimes, I got the guy in my ear telling me, the producer. Do we want to wrap this one and do a different themed one, or do we want to just keep going?
Let's keep going.
Just keep going? Fuck it. We'll do it live. That's a throwback. Remember that?
Do it live
Do it live?
for Memorex.
Was that what it was? It was the news reporter guy. The fucking teleprompter wouldn't work and he started losing his shit on live TV. Fuck it, we'll do it live. So Doug, staycation or vacation?
Staycations are nice. I mean,
Didn't you just have one?
Yeah, well, look where you live. You live in like the perfect place.
well, thank you. Yeah.
If
Yeah,
I lived where Doug
staycation.
lives, I would never leave the house.
So many memories in this place of death and destruction. Well, I can understand why you'd love to stay. But your staycation would have to be over in the Red House
Oh yeah, with the raccoons.
with the coons.
Yeah, I'm not big on going to beaches and that kind of thing.
It doesn't
Yeah,
have to
me
be
either.
beaches.
I like going to mountains,
just
but I'm not
saying.
much of a beach guy.
But if I was to go to the mountains or Montana or Colorado or I would like to see Ireland and Scotland, but an Alaskan cruise would be fucking cool.
I did that when I was 18.
Oh
I
yeah,
went from
yeah.
Alaska down to BC.
I love
I
Montana.
was too young to
I
really
love Montana.
But staycations I'm good with them too.
I feel like when you have kids, a staycation is just like just babysitting, watching your kids all day, and that's like it doesn't feel like relaxing at all. Although if
Yeah.
you go to another country with your kids, then it's like you're just watching them in a different country, which is why my wife and I did the thing we did, where like just before our first podcast, when I was in Cuba, I went on my own, and it was different. I don't know if I'd want to do it again, but it was nice to just get away and not have to answer to anybody. It's like every fucking hour of the day I was going and doing what I wanted to do. I didn't have to worry about anyone's itinerary, which is why I don't know. I say vacation. Fuck it.
Fuck it, fuck it.
Gorilla style.
Would you rather be a passenger or the driver?
Driver. I mean, being a
Okay.
passenger is great because you can fuck around on your phone or whatnot, but I'd rather have something to do.
I drive a lot all day for fucking work, so I'd rather be a passenger.
Yeah. Oh my God. When I had
Wish
another driver come pick me up from a trip because I ran out of working hours because you're not allowed to work after a certain amount of driving time.
Right.
And he took over, and I was like sitting in the very front and just chilling, sitting back, playing on my phone, just watching. I was like, oh, this is so great. I wish I was always a passenger, getting paid to just sit here. It's
Well, I
so
can
much
understand
better
it.
than being behind the wheel.
You guys, your job's involving so much driving. When we take this thing on the road after it takes off, yeah, I'll do all the driving. I'll drive the double D van. Just have a couple of big green tits on the front of it.
I'll just be sleeping in the back somewhere on one of the cots or whatever. We'll just get a big ass RV.
Done. Double D RV.
There's
Wow.
just a bunch of titty posters all plastered against all over the walls.
Just a bunch of Game of Thrones screenshots.
Yeah, just
Game of Thrones better than Lord of
screenshots
the
from the
Rings.
computer
Game
that
of
we
Thrones
blown up
better-
to the poster size. It's all pixelated and shit.
How many more of those we got in there, Dougie?
Fucking too many. Lots.
All right, let's. Oh, wow.
This is
I don't have to go through all of them.
No, we don't have to.
this is a
This is
long
the last-
podcast.
There's no more in there.
There's no more. This is the last one. Ooh, this one's interesting for us. Movie theater or home theater? Huh.
That's
Yeah.
an easy one.
See, the movie theater is an experience, and for some movies, it's worthwhile. Like if you're going to see like Top Gun Maverick, or you're going to see
Avatar.
Avatar or fucking Star Wars, like the movie theater for me is made for movies with big sound and big special effects. I'm not going to the fucking I don't need to see Barbie in the fucking movie theater.
You'll
or-
watch that in your home theater.
or at all. No, I watch that while I'm taking a shit. So
It wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't a great movie. We saw it in theaters, and I was like, I don't know why we went and saw this in theaters
no.
because it wasn't that good. It wasn't horrible, and it had some really funny parts, but it was one of those movies like, well, you know what? I wish we just watched this at home.
Yeah, I'm saying home theater because I would love to have a dedicated room, like that's set up for the right sound, a nice screen. You get all the lights out. It's dark. You got your own fucking
Oh,
snack
man.
closet to go use the washroom if you need to. You don't have to worry about any bullshit. People fucking talking. People having drug overdoses because I've experienced that once in the movie theater. So I'm saying home theater.
I actually had a good friend of mine that lives in Newfoundland. He turned his basement into a home theater. Like he's got this massive 92-inch flat screen TV on the wall, and he's got those Philips lights around it, so that the ones that it lights up to the TV. Like if this corner of the TV has blue, that light is blue. If this side has white, it's white. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those lights before, but they're reactive lights. Like there's hundreds of LEDs, and so if there's if you're watching Star Wars, for example, and they're swinging a lightsaber around, wherever the lightsaber's pointing is where the same color. So it's
Yeah.
it's fucking amazing. So he had that, and then he had 6 of these expensive ass recliners laid back behind, set back, and he had full surround sound in there, and the room was soundproof and everything, so the sound stayed in. It was really nice and crisp. Oh my god, it was amazing. I was like, dude, I want this. This is the perfect movie experience. And he had this big, huge fucking popcorn machine, and his own soda machine that you could refill your drinks from and shit. I mean, my friend was loaded. He had
Really go to this guy's
this is the kind of shit you'd see in like a
Home theater.
this is the kind of this is the kind of shit that you'd see in like in some celebrity's house. Like, it was very nice.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, this is so cool. Because
if I had that,
because you go, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to a movie theater for that experience, but if you could bring that experience home, you'd never go to the movie theater ever again. Absolutely not.
I'd be charging admission.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was fucking amazing. And like, one of my buddies, one of my other buddies, started banging his daughter just so he could move in with them when he knocked her up. Yes. So this guy we knew knocked his daughter up.
We're handing in the wand and going in a time machine for a second. Let's go back. Your buddy was banging his daughter.
No. Our other friend, a different guy entirely.
Game of Thrones.
So, our other friend was banging his daughter and knocked her up, and because he was a low-life piece of shit and lived in a camper in the woods, because he was the father of her baby, the daughter was like, hey, he needs to move in with us.
Pitching something to us there?
This sounds
no. I swear to God.
Long turn.
She's like, because he's the father of my baby, I don't want to raise my child in a camper out in the woods, right? So she's like, you got to let him move in with us. So he moved in with her, and that's where he spent all of his time. Was in the movie, is in the home theater in the basement.
Oh, he was banging the movie theater guy's daughter.
I was like, this motherfucker is banged this chick, like got this girl pregnant he got her pregnant with the intent to live in this fucking mansion rent free, and he like all this like he did all that just for that purpose. Because it was like
what
free food, free rent, awesome movie theater down in the basement he could watch anytime and everything. Like his job,
that bitch.
His job was to be a rapper.
Canceled.
He was the whitest fucking dude you've ever seen in your life, and he wanted to be a rapper. His music fucking sucked, but that was his goal in life. And I was like, wow, you really dropped the ball there. Your daughter just like, she picked the cream of the crop here, man.
No.
Like, what the fuck? But they're not together. Yeah, they're not together anymore though. They're not together anymore. Like after the baby was born, he left. He was out of there. After the baby was born, he's like, no, I'm done, and left. He's like, I got to work on my rap career. I can't have a baby hold me down.
Bitch.
and now his name is Eminem or something.
No, I actually don't think he ever left Newfoundland. I think he's still out doing like bars and shit for like chump change,
Banging people's daughters.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he lived in a camper in the woods, and his buddy, who lived with him in the camper, they would just like hunt rabbits and shit. And that was because they didn't have any money to go. They didn't have any money for gas or food or anything, so they would just live out in the woods, like live off the land. And occasionally, they would start dating some young girl and move in with her, because in Newfoundland there's a lot of girls that have babies at like 12 years old, and then the government just funnels money into their bank account to take care of the kid. So these guys would move in with those girls when they're dating them for somewhere free to live, and that's kind of the thing that's very, very common out there, But yeah, that's what these guys do. They just knock the girl up, then she gets free government money, and the girl reports to the government that she's living by herself with her kid, even though her deadbeat boyfriend's living in the house, but the government doesn't know he's living there, right? Because he's not supposed to be, because it's supposed to be a one-income thing, right? But it's crazy, man. Crazy shit out that way.
You just hung out the dirty laundry.
That's why I'm so glad I don't live out there anymore.
We're glad too, bud.
What'd you think about moving to Newfoundland?
No, not Newfoundland. New Brunswick. They don't do shit like that out there.
No.
I hope.
No. because when I was growing up, I used to
many
wonder
French
why
people
people
out there
hated
that
us
gave
so
them
much, and everybody was like, "Oh, we fucking hate you guys. You guys are all you do is milk the taxes, and we're paying. You know, our taxes are going into taking care of you lazy fucks." And I'm like, "What? I work every day. What do you mean?" And then when I saw it from a different perspective, I was like, "Oh man, we are a piece of shit."
We are the capital, and they are District 12.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. It's hard everywhere. We doing one more? Or
I
are we
haven't seen
done?
that one for a while.
What, the Hunger Games?
No. District 9? Oh.
Oh, District 9. I fucking love District 9.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know they're making another Hunger Games movie. I actually wanted to rewatch them all because I haven't
Yeah,
seen
but
them
it's
in a
with
while.
that Snow White bitch. I don't want to watch fucking anything
Oh,
she
she's in that?
does. She's the main person.
Oh, fuck that.
It's about President Snow when he was younger, falling in love with a contestant that's coming from a lower district, and then he ends up like participating in the game. But it's the chick that's playing Snow White, and I fucking can't stand her.
No, I won't watch it then.
It's disappointing because I wanted to see it.
Yeah. Well, I was excited until you just told me that. Now I'm like, fuck.
Sorry, man.
Nope.
I
Never
don't mean to
mind.
be the bearer of bad news, but don't shoot the messenger. You wouldn't shoot old Double D, would you?
Oh, that sucks.
Wow. That fucking sucks.
Does.
Damn, that's disappointing.
Shall we wrap this up?
Yeah, let's wrap it.
Put
Wrap
a bow on it?
Wrap it, slap it, and bang it.
Well, Christopher, thanks for joining us.
Thanks
Here
for
are
having
the
me, guys.
You know what should we do next time? Pitches?
Oh, I'd love to do something like that. Or we could run through scenes that were written that will maybe never see the light. And pitches.
Run through scenes that have never seen the light.
Oh yeah, because from the moment I met Chris, I started writing scenes. All the different levels of development.
Yeah.
And that I'm like, well, we're never going to film these now because technically the timeline they were written for doesn't even exist because there was like the early versions of characters, and now that
Because when I brought you on, your character had like 2 lines and then he died, and all of a sudden he became like a fucking lead character, and all this other shit started happening.
Hey man,
I blame the failure. I blame the failure of the show on you because you started adding so much shit. It got. There's just too much of a universe at this point.
Okay,
It's
first
your
of all,
fault.
I actually filmed all my scenes, unlike some fucking people out there.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep the show alive, give it some action, some violence, some big fucking tits. Trying to get a big C between those double D's. You know what I mean?
You know what we need. What it comes down to, we just need a Flintlock spinoff.
A Flintlock spin-off.
Flintlock
Fuck
spends
yeah.
the rest of his days trying to make right of all the wrongs that Biscuit did before he died.
I'm trying to fix everything he fucked.
And it's just like it just has a couple of handfuls of Biscuit's like flashbacks, but Biscuit's been dead this entire time.
This is just a memory. This is a flashback sequence.
Well,
Flintlock has Pugsley's mask on his hip and Biscuit's glasses on.
I was saying we should do. I wanted to create a scene that's very similar to when Doug threatened to kill me, but it's like Doug's got his shop and Pugsley comes in to buy something and just pisses Flintlock off, and basically tells him, "I'll hunt you through the fucking hills of Moonstone." And then Flintlock recounting the story to Biscuit, and it's like, well, whatever happened? And you just see Pugsley running from the Argo, being chased.
Jesus Christ.
And flashback to Flintlock, he's like, that was a long time ago. I don't really remember what happened. You just see Pugsley's mask hanging in the background.
A big chunk out of it missing.
Well, it's already got 2 gunshot holes in it. It's just how the mask looks. Gentlemen,
on that note,
it's one of our long endings.
move up north.
Buy a truck. Get somebody.
Get someone pregnant.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Just not your sister.
Or your
Not
daughter.
again, anyway. Unless you have an in-home movie theater.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Canceled. Canceled. You can cut
Canceled.
that part out.
No, I don't know. It's live.
Oh, shit.
Memorex. What'd you say?
I'd like to apologize on behalf of my co-host and my guest. We are intoxicated.
Good night. Adios.
Adios.
All right, Chris.
Bye.
Don't stay up playing video games too long.
Yeah,
No,
sleep.
no. It's past my bedtime.
Oh. My phone just died.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Shutting down right at the end. That's timing for you.
Adios.
Adios, guys.
See you,
Night.
buddy.